Good morning and welcome back to another vlog. My name is Shalika. I am a Sri Lankan living here in Sweden, Scandinavia, and today we are throwing an autumnal crayfish party at my house. So I'm going to take you through how I decorated the house for the crayfish party, all the food, everything that we made, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did in case you want to replicate this at home. It really is an easy way to entertain a crayfish party. I know those of you living in the southern parts of the states probably know this really well, but we love crayfish here in Sweden, and it is a tradition here in Sweden that between the August and September months that you have crayfish parties. Now we're a little bit late and autumn is really hit. Yesterday we had such a gloomy, rainy autumn day. It was so cozy for me. I know a lot of Swedes are not happy to see the end of summer, but a crayfish party has been thrown for many centuries here in Sweden. It is a very long tradition. It dates back to the royal traditions that they had before. I will leave a link if you want to catch up on any of the history. But we are throwing a crayfish party because a friend of mine, her son loves crayfish and wanted to have a crayfish party, and we decided we we're going to throw one here in our home. But I'm combining it with an autumnal feel, so we're going to have an autumnal crayfish party is what I'm calling it. So let's jump into the video and show you everything that I did. So the first thing I did was I made a cheesecake. This cheesecake is really easy to make. It is a no-bake cheesecake. It is made with cream cheese and lemon, so it is really tasty. I made this cake many times before. I like it because it's a no-bake cheesecake, so it's really very minimal fuss, but you do need to make it the night before. They do say in the recipe you can do 4 hours, but I recommend the night before. It just helps to cut the cake clean slices when you cut into the cake. And this is also a great dessert if you're doing a formal dining setup or a meal. You could cut the cake and then put it on a plate. So that's why it's really important to make it the night before. I will have the link to the recipe in the description box below. I've made it. Everybody loves it. It really is quite delicious. Today's menu is going to include a tomato soup as a starter, and then we're going to have our crayfish, and usually the crayfish is served with a Västerbotten pie, which is a pie that we make here with a special type of cheese in Sweden. As you can see, we made the dough before and put it in the fridge. It is really easy, simple to make. I'll have the recipe in the description box below. It was just butter, flour, and 2 tablespoons of cold water. My friend helped me make the dough. As you can see, it was really easy. It came together very quickly. Once that was done, we put it in the fridge, and then we went on to making the filling, added it in, and you bake it in the oven. It's really delicious, and it's a must-have with the crayfish. It's a strong flavor. I'm not sure everybody will like it, but we love it here, and it's a very traditional thing to have here in Sweden. Now that we've had the pie and dessert all covered, let's start laying the table. So to begin with, what I did was I made a table runner from this craft paper that I had. I wanted to keep it very earthy, very neutral, keeping with this sort of autumnal decor that I have in my home, but also keeping it a little bit festive. So on the table, I have my plates that I use during the autumn months. I've showcased these in my previous video. If you've missed any of my previous videos, I'll have a link to the latest one in the description box below as well. That's where I decorated for the autumn months. As you can see, all these bowls are a necessity. The cheese pie will go onto this wooden cake stand. I like to raise some things up off the table just because then it doesn't make everything take up so much room on the surface of the table, because it is a lot of things on the table, because you need bowls for your crayfish, and then you need bowls for your shells. It's quite messy. It's almost like eating crabs, so you want to eat all of it. You break it all open and then you put it into these bowls. So I've got loads of bowls on the table. Some are for crayfish and some are for the shells. These are what I printed out. It says Schnapsvisam over here. It was really pretty, I thought, and these were really easy because you've got Helan Gård, which is the famous one that you normally sing at a kräftskiva, but the other ones are made up ones, but they are made up and the melody is to things like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or Baba Black Sheep, so even the kids who are with us can join in it because you know the melody. So sometimes they have these snap songs that nobody knows and it's really difficult, but let's see how this works. I printed these out, laminated them, so they work beautifully. So these are going on the table, so each person has one and they can join along when we start singing. We're going to do things a little bit differently. We don't all drink alcohol who's at the party today, so we're going to do a few shots with some ginger shots for those of them who want to try that. Once everything is set up, then we will start making the crayfish. And while we're making the crayfish, so to make the crayfish, we have this really big pot, and into that pot my husband's going to add some beer and he's going to add the crayfish in and warm it up. Now this salad I saw is a green salad with pear and blue cheese. Now we're going to crumble the blue cheese and have it in a little bowl if anybody wants to add it to it. My husband loves blue cheese, so he will definitely have some. And then it was just a case of slicing up some bread, putting some butter on the table, and lunch was served. We had such a lovely afternoon, as you can see from the video. We sang, we drank, we had really great fun catching up with each other, just having some conversation and just enjoying a really lovely but yet simple meal. Melody. Kräfta, kräfta, pryd med dill och en vimjensupp därtill. Bröd och smör och ost och sill och så några snupper till. Kräfta, kräfta, pryd med dill. Nu vi får allt vad vi vill.
Okay. Then after that you open it up slightly, like so.
Två gånger?
And then it was time to serve up dessert and have some coffee, and after that everyone left. They did clear out the dining room, as you can see behind me. I'm not sure if you can notice, they cleared out the table. My autumn flowers are back on it, and I am just spending some time clearing up the rest of the kitchen. What we usually do when we have parties like this is everybody helps load up the dishwasher the first time and everything just goes on, and then usually once everyone leaves I load up the dishwasher again. I'm washing a few things. I had some music on, the kids were relaxing, and it really feels very, very nice to get everything done. So it's the next morning. We had a really, really fun time at the crayfish party. Some of us stayed on and watched a movie, and we really, really had a very, very lovely evening. So now we are on our way to church. I'm heading over to church with a friend of mine and my elder son, like usual, on a Sunday. And when we come back, we're just gonna take it easy, enjoy the rest of the day, and have a quiet Sunday. So I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me, throwing a crayfish party here in Sweden, a sort of autumnal crayfish party with more subdued colors. Join me next time when we go for an overnight stay to one of the hotels here in Stockholm and take the kids to the Mall of Scandinavia. I've vlogged that. I'm going to put that out next week. So I hope you stick around, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.